It's been 100 days since Nicaraguans began burying their loved ones, killed in a conflict too reminiscent of the country's civil war in the 1970s. This week, at least 3 more people were killed in the northern city of Jinotega, reportedly by pro-government paramilitary forces. While in Managua, a Brazilian medical student, sympathetic to student protesters, was gunned down by unidentified assailants. At a news conference, Nicaragua's Association of Human Rights said it had tallied 97 killings in the last 2 weeks alone, and 448 deaths since April 18.
We're seeing operations outside of the framework of law by armed groups, paramilitary and thugs who are carrying out detentions, torture, terrible selective assassinations, as well as raiding homes and destroying private and public property, motivated by political party and ideological fanaticism.
Human rights leaders tell us that in these 100 days, Nicaragua has become a country with an undeclared state of siege. You can feel the tension everywhere, and you can see it on this road, for example, which normally at this hour would be choked with traffic, but instead, the few cars that you see here are rushing to get home before it gets dark.
A small group of students nevertheless came out to mark the anniversary of the civil uprising.
We say to the government that we aren't afraid. They say they want peace, but they are killing us.
President Daniel Ortega blames the killings on alleged terrorists who want him out. His wife and Vice President, Rosario Murillo, went further in a radio broadcast.
They are drug addicts and alcoholics linked to all sorts of delinquency. The Nicaraguan people know that some have taken their own lives, so they can blame the government.
Rights organizations refute the claims and accuse the government of setting up clandestine detention and torture centers.
We are seeing monstrous repression, with all the perverse methods that a state can resort to during wartime, even though the country isn't at war, and it's using them against its own people.
President Ortega insists that the country's getting back to normal, but the rising number of deaths and disappearances of opponents tell a different story. Lucia, Newman, Al Jazeera, Managua.